everything, people. This is a game not to be missed. It's the best of the North versus the very best of the South. That's right. This is as Games of Thronesy as it gets. It's Canada versus Mexico. And for Canada, coming to us all the way from her igloo with a high-speed internet connection, it's Scarlett! Trained in the ways of the Zerg by polar bears and wild wolverines, Aligulac currently ranks Scarlett as number 29 in the world. And today she faces a player who is truly unique. He is special! And if Aligulac ranked you number 28 in the world, you'd be special too. 29 versus 28. We have the potential for an even Stevens match here. So let us celebrate with a dropping of the hatch at Scarlett's Natural. Now, those of you who are major Special fans, see what I did there, you will know that the level of Special's lethality tends to correlate with his amount of prep time. He's one of those players who attenuates his builds based on his knowledge of his opponent. He kicks Major Heine when he knows who he's up against and he has time. This is Nation Wars. He knows he's up against Canada. He knows they're going to put him up against Canada's #1 player. He will have prep for Scarlett, so I am so stoked to see what he's going to do. So far, based on the minerals queuing up, the answer appears to be the ubiquitous Reaper Expand build. And Special appears to be opting for the version where after you finish the barracks, Terran sends that SCV out so he can check the timing on Zerg's natural expansion. If it's not there, it's a 5-alarm fire. And as our lovely Vanna White SCV is showing us today, we are playing on the map Ephemeron, which features a series of bridges which create natural choke points. But if you take the time to get rid of the destructible debris, you can open up more attack paths. Naturals confirmed, and Reaper is on the way. Special thinks Scarlett's going for an immediate third, and by the looks of her rising mineral count, he's probably right. He'll try to see if he can delay her. Oh, it's a worker battle! Who's got the micro here? I can't tell who got the all-important first hit. The SCV's extra 5 hit points is going to put it out on top. Scarlett pulls back to save the drone. Both workers are exactly 1 hit away from death. This will be like a joust. First hit wins. And it's Scarlett. She prevents the hatch delay and gets the first blood. Meanwhile, Special's Reaper kills his first Ling. And a drone. And he's going to get into the main. Special's Reaper is off to a terrific start. But Scarlett's Queen forces him out of the main. The welcome mat has been laced with Blade of Zerg. He's got to be happy with that. He's forced out 6 Lings, and he's demanded a ton of attention. And if he keeps that Reaper alive, it'll be even more impressive. Oh, but he doesn't want to take it home. He's going back into the main for a second scout. He's really pushing his luck here. He must really want to win the information game. He's going to see the speed upgrade in the spawning pool and know that his time is very limited. Scarlett tried to block him in a choke with her Queen, but she was just a half second too slow. Meanwhile, back in Mexico territory, we have that reactor switch for the factory. Special squeezed out 3 Marines with it first, though. He's also got a starport well on its way. The Reaper is headed home with 2 kills under his belt. I mean, 2 beaver pelts. The starport finishes up and the SCV immediately goes over to drop a fusion core. That means battlecruiser rush, or as they say in Spanish, crucero de batalla. Oh, you do not want to be learning your Spanish from me. Scarlett's finishing up the Overlord speed upgrade. Special's on record venting over this upgrade. He knows this is a game of incomplete information and he loathes how Zerg can swoop in. See how he's trying to keep secret how he's got 2 extra Hellions? He parks them exactly outside that Overlord's vision. They could be joining his weak sauce harass, but he's got bigger plans in store for them. It looks like it's time to donate a tech lab to that starport. Scarlett's gonna try to spy on it right on cue. Special starts to research Cloak. Is this mind games or has he changed his mind? He's not building Banshees and BCs. He's letting the hidden fusion core finish. And there's the cancel on the Cloak. It was a fake out. Scarlett's responded by going for a lair at her main. She also continues to drone, no sign of spores. The lair will give her the ability to morph Overseers, which suggests she might have gotten snookered by the Cloak. Though let's be real, Overseers are just good anyway. Battlecruiser is in production. Special's got 64 seconds to kill, so he might as well micro the snot out of his Hellion force. See if he can find an opening. Oh, there's a spore going up at all 3 of Scarlett's bases now. Those are pretty good, whether it's Battlecruisers or Banshees. Special's still trying to pretend his Hellion force is smaller than it really is. He's got 7 of them, but you never know it from the way he's playing them. God, as soon as I say that, he links them up. Zugzwang, you're reading too much into stuff. Battlecruiser, halfway to completion. This attack force has serious heft. Scarlett doesn't have a Roach Warren, just Speedlings. She's got 17 Lings, but that's 17 Lings that still burn. She's got to maneuver her Queens. If she gets pulled out of position, it's going to be one of Special's famous barbecues. This guy can really tenderize the meat, if you know what I'm saying. Zerg sees the threat. She started a Roach Warren, but it's a long ways away. Special could have a window. He does get past the Queens. The Lings move to protect the natural. Scarlett's got him on all sides, but Terran's got flamethrowers. Oh, it's carnage for both players. And a battlecruiser jump. He materializes over the 3rd. There's a spore there, but the Queens were out fighting the Hellions. Nice drone pull for Scarlett. Only a single drone is lost. And looking at the units lost tab, that Hellion incursion actually wasn't so great for Special. Scarlett lost a lot of Lings, but they didn't add up to too much. Special has a 2nd battlecruiser on the way. No, he cancels it and gives up the tech lab. He's either changing strats or it's another fake out. This is like wheels within wheels. I love it. It looks like he's rededicating himself to mech here. Yep, it's vehicle weapons too. And on seeing the battlecruiser, Scarlett makes a Spire. It looks like Zerg's taken the bait, but she's also going for Roach speed, so she has hedged her bets a little bit here. Yeah, Special's going triple factory. I know that Barracks is making a tech lab, but that's just so he can donate it. Yeah, there it is. He also decides that he's comfortable enough to try to fly out his 3rd. In Ephemeron, the 3rd base is harder to hold, and the 4th is a killer. Meanwhile, Special's trying to sell that battlecruiser rush as hard as he can. Scarlett's got 9 Queens and 3 spores, but only 2 of those Queens are in the main. Forget the fake out, there's a real opportunity to reduce the drone count here. Scarlett's such a pro, she probably gets suspicious when she sees that the battlecruiser doesn't use a Yamato cannon on the Queen. 5 drone kills and then a jump out. Speaking of 5, that battlecruiser is down to 5 hit points. Scarlett was 1 Queen shot away from killing off Special's entire air force. She is, though, going to start a 4th, and that's going to get her a much-needed lead on bases. Those repairing SCVs all look like they're gossiping in a circle. Scarlett is suspicious. She's morphing an Overseer. What in the tarnation is this Terran player up to? Once she gets to the main, she's going to see the factory palooza, and that the starport has donated away its tech lab. How will Scarlett respond to the intel? 6 Corruptors, an ranged attack upgrade, and an infestation pit, and also a Baneling nest. Oh, the Baneling nest just got canceled. I'm not really getting the Corruptors unless she's thinking Broodlords down the line, or Zerg really has the hate on for that battlecruiser, because those Corruptors won't be good for much else. It's a pretty big investment into something that can't shoot down at Special's mech force. Zerg is starting up a 5th, and there goes Special's battlecruiser again. Fresh off a light skirmish, he's now got 8 kills on him. Where are those Corruptors? They've got like one job. Seek and destroy that cruiser, boys. But they're not exactly on an intercept course here. Come on, guys, get it together. That BC is wreaking havoc over at Scarlett's 5th. Ugh, that's literally 900 minerals that are not fulfilling their function. Come on, guys, that's the wrong way. There we go. I think the Overmind just threatened to rip them apart by their little stringy tails. Oh, Special Strike Force going into the 4th. The roaches respond. Oh, with Blue Flame, I thought that was going to be so much worse for the drones. Hurry, 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 Corruptors. That BC's going to hit the drones at the main. Dudes, it's a slow BC. It's not like it's a Flux Vein Void Ray. Just shut it down already. Special's battlecruiser ripping into the drones. Corruptors doing extra damage against massive units. Unless that massive unit tactical jumps away. Special sniped a couple more drones, but now that Scarlett's drone count is over 80, I'm not sure it even matters anymore. With her 5 bases, her income is about to go nuts and she'll be able to max out at will. Frustrated by the constant pokes at her 4th, she puts down a spine to block off the mineral line. And Special has launched a Liberator to try a different kind of harass. Oh, he's studied Scarlett's Overlord placement. He knows how to slip that right by her. Scarlett will spot it with her 2nd Overlord, but she won't have nearly as much time to react. Especially since Special's gonna keep her busy by constantly pushing at that 4th. Oh, his Liberator finds the backside of the natural. He drops the Circle of Doom. It's a 2-pronged attack. He keeps blitzing that 4th while he fires away at the natural. Scarlett moves a spore up to return fire. But queens are dying. The carnage would be more impactful if Scarlett didn't have 85 drones to begin with. Oh, and here finally come the corruptors. I love to tease those guys. They'll get rid of that Liberator, and I'm sure you saw Scarlett has started a greater spire. Special's Liberator saw it too. He's got to know now more than ever he needs Thors or Vikings. But first he's got to survive this massive Ravager push. Scarlett sees unsieged tanks and she's pouncing. Ravagers may be weak defensively, but when you've got 14 of them firing in unison, you just don't care. Special's got to hold that ramp. He just can't siege up his tanks unless he wants to eat the corrosive biles. He has to stay mobile, but the Ravagers will punish him for the inferior firepower. Scarlett is displaying her dominance as her creep spreads across the halfway mark, and the queens frolic in front of Special's ramp. The Greater Spire's nearing completion. Special doesn't have a composition change for it. He's been too busy staying alive. Meanwhile, Scarlett is amassing quite a bank. Special's looking to start his overdue 5th, but he's also got to defend his 4th. A planetary fortress is on the way, but it's not here yet. A wall of cyclones screen for the siege tanks, but they can't block the corrosive biles. Battlecruiser jumps back to defend, and somehow there's an SCV calmly building a sensor tower in the middle of the fight. Scarlett falls back, but her Greater Spire has finished. Finally, her incompetent corruptors get a huge promotion. Scarlett splashes buckets of dough as she makes 9 broodlords. I know they've been nerfed, but they're still pretty good. Special's hurriedly trying to make Liberators and Vikings out of his 3 starports, and somehow that hero SCV got that sensor tower up. But time's up! The broodlords have metamorphosized, and Scarlett starts a 6 behind this next wave. Here come the broodlings. Their leash length doesn't look so bad when there's no anti-air. I don't think Scarlett so much needs her creep that far up as she's using it to demoralize her opponent. Oh, 9 broodlings on 1 marine, that is overkill. Go pick on that planetary fortress instead. Special's bringing up his air now to try to save his 4th. The broodlords got cocky and they're exposed. Can Special punish Scarlett for an overextension here? Zerg runs up her Ravagers to try to get in the way. Special's mech is thrilled to see some targets they can actually shoot. There's the desperation group hug on that planetary fortress. Wait a second, half those SCVs are broodlings! No, it's a hug of evil! The planetary fortress is going down! Scarlett throws down a corrosive bile to hasten its destruction. And Special has to pull back to regroup or he's going to lose his entire army. The broods are getting cut up, but Scarlett's just making more of them. The roaches try to move in, but without broodling support, they'll fall prey to Special's mech. For the record, that's still Special's original battlecruiser and it now has 27 kills. Not bad for a fake-out unit. Scarlett's been routed for the moment, but she might have done the damage she needed. Special's down to 4 bases, and he's largely mined out in 2 of them. Meanwhile, the next wave of broodlords is convalescing. Special has put together a Viking force this time, though. He's gonna need that to be absolutely decisive if he's gonna survive this next wave of attack. And repair that hero battlecruiser, of course. The problem is, the broods have a bodyguard of corruptors this time, and they're already here! Zerg descends on the 3rd! Special taps out, Scarlett is your winner! He saw the size of that swarm and said, no way. Despite the loss, Special really entertained with his efforts to keep the Zerg guessing. Loved the brainy mind games as he tried to hide his tech. Unfortunately, Scarlett brought her world-class defense, while simultaneously cutting corners and built the dreaded juggernaut Zerg economy. Key to this was just how effective she was able to be with her heavy Ravager composition mid-game. She stayed in it with a small enough investment that she droned to the max, and she ultimately demonstrated that, contrary to what you may have heard, the death of broodlords has been greatly exaggerated. Congratulations, Canada! See ya next year, Mexico! And so this is Zugzwang reminding you to live life because nobody wants to die in hold position. To continue your Starcraft journey, Nova advises you to click the video in the upper rectangle. But Kerrigan warns you to watch your 6 and click the video in the bottom rectangle. Of course, you could always season upgrade and subscribe to Zugzang Starcraft. Just hit the circle. From my base to yours, Zugzwang out.